here we go. Welcome back to the Game Smash Podcast. As always, I'm your host, William Liberty, and with me is...
Fawaz Muhammad Yusuf.
And today we got some stuff. We've got Kingdom Hearts 3, Toy Story World revealed and release window. We've got some Overwatch patch notes. We've got, obviously, EVO 2017 is here, so we've got Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. We've got Geese Howard revealed for Tekken 7. We've got Trunks revealed for Dragon Ball Z Fighter, along with Piccolo and Krillin. And then finally, we got our new guest character for Street Fighter V, Abigail. Before we get into that, let's talk about what we played this week. So first off, really quickly, still Dead Cells, man. Fucking Dead Cells. Just playing that like crazy. It's such a great game to just... It's a really great like pick up and play kind of game, you know, similar to like similar to like Binding of Isaac or like Hotline Miami. It's just a great game to just pick up, play, you know, a couple levels or a couple runs and just, you know, go, right? And I'm slowly getting better. Okay. I do like the fact that unlike Binding, you really start out with absolutely nothing in the beginning, and you have to make your way up from that. In this, you actually do make a little bit of progress. So, like, you know, I've unlocked the ability to start out with a randomly selected weapon and ranged weapon, like melee weapon and ranged weapon, which is a big deal because before I was stuck to only having the shitty bow and the rusty sword. And I'm making a lot of progress. Boy, some of those areas later on are unforgiving. Because like I had like a bunch of health upgrades, I had a bunch of damage resistant upgrades, and I had one guy do a freaking Roadhog hook onto me and just wreck my day. So it's a really good game. For anyone who has Steam, just buy it. It's worth the money. Even if it's in early access, it's really good. The other thing I did is that I finished Castlevania, the Netflix series. So overall, I think if just a very quick like review, I will say that I do feel that the Castlevania Netflix series is a solid above average. You know,
Okay.
like it's good, and in some ways it's above good, but there's still a couple little things that are weird about it that's bringing it down a bit. It's like a solid 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? Which is considering that most video game related, you know, like TV shows and movies especially are usually like 4s to 6s to sometimes even 2s. You know what I mean? This is actually pretty outstanding. So first off, I want to give credits. The voice actor for Dracula is fucking amazing. He is awesome. And the voice actor for Trevor Belmont is fantastic. And I didn't know this until I looked it up. It's the guy who played Thorin Oakenshield from the Hobbit movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he voices Trevor Belmont in this, and he is great. And Trevor in the show is like this just tired, kind of drunk, like just tired of this shit adventurer. You know, he kind of drifts from pub to pub. And he's so tired of this shit, you know. He's tired of people like, you know, shit talking his family and whatnot. And I love the way he portrays him. It's really great. And that's always a problem I have with a lot of video game movies is I feel like the characters aren't really properly portrayed. You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like this character is being properly portrayed. The two things that I find are a little bit weird about the show is one. The animation is okay. Like, sometimes it's really good. Like, sometimes there's shots where it's like when Dracula in the first episode is like that fire god kind of thing, and it becomes all sketchy. That's awesome. Like, the animation really shines there. But there's other parts in the show where I find that you can tell where it's like, all right, man, am I tired. Let's just have a shot of the guy's face kind of move a little bit, you know? Like, you can tell where the corners are being cut, right? Which is unfortunate because it's like usually good animation is animation that you can't really catch that, right?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that, and that might be just a factor that I watch a lot of animation, so I'm always looking for the different animation cues in general. But I did notice that a lot more during this show. I don't think it's like overly distracting, but it's not hidden very well, you know?
Oh.
The other thing that I find more weird is that the series is only 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lot of people are suspecting this, is that it feels like they didn't really have a whole lot of confidence that this was going to be a success, which I think it's still a success. I think this show is very successful overall. So that they didn't really want to make that many episodes, so they only made 4. So the pacing of this first season feels weird in the sense where it ends right about where you feel like there should have been 2 more episodes, you know? Like, I felt like when I got to episode 4, there was this really awesome fight, and it was super rad, and the animation was really solid. But then the episode ended, and I was like, wait, aren't there any more episodes? Because I feel like this is slightly non-conclusive. And it does, but I am glad to hear that there's going to be a season 2, so...
Yeah, more episodes.
Yeah, more episodes. Yes. It feels... It's weird, because I've been facing a problem where there's a lot of shows I've been watching this year where it's like, you needed 2 more episodes. Like, just 2 more to round this out a little bit better. But overall, I really did enjoy it a lot, and I'm definitely excited to see more. So overall, good impressions so far. Just a couple things I'd like to see improved in the next season. That's pretty much what I did this week. What about you, Fawaz?
Yeah, so I got back into Overwatch. Doomfist is coming on the 27th, so yeah. I'm just getting back in, just playing a little bit. I started playing ranked again. I found a dude to play with. He's pretty good. He gets angry really easily though, so we're gonna have to work on that. But yeah, like as far as mechanical skill is involved, he's really good. He's actually one of the best players I've ever played with, mechanically speaking. He pops off a lot too, so there's that. But yeah, I've been playing a bit of Overwatch. But like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about what I played this week because we have so much stuff to talk about. And, I guess you could say we have a pretty packed podcast.
Pretty packed. Not going to lie.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to just hop into some news.
Just hop into some news? All right, let's go. Okay.
So the first bit of news was Kingdom Hearts 3. We got a release window, 2018. So, pretty gigantic window. But,
it's progress.
And then we got a trailer revealing a Toy Story World, which was pretty cool. I like watching. I've always liked watching trailers with the crowd reaction in them. And if you can, I recommend looking up the version of this trailer with the crowd reaction, because what happens is that there's a bit of gameplay of Sora turning the Keyblade into a bunch of different things, like a drill and all this other stuff. Then the screen goes black, and then it fades in, and you're in a kid's room. You're obviously under the kid's bed, and there's toys around you. So literally everyone knows what world that is, and the crowd loses their minds. Then you come out, and Sora, Goofy, and Daffy. No, not Daffy. Donald. I always mix the 2 of them up. Sora, Goofy, and Donald are toys now, and then they run into Woody and Buzz.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the version they released was Japanese, so I don't know what they're gonna do about the voice acting.
Yeah. I was see, the thing that's weird about Kingdom Hearts is that usually they're pretty good at getting the voice actors back, to play their retrospective roles. Like, I was shocked to see that they actually got the original voice actors for Beauty and the Beast, the animated movie, and Aladdin, and so on and so forth. But as far, I don't know if they'd be able to convince Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. Maybe Tim Allen, because I don't think he's in much. Maybe he needs a paycheck. I don't know.
Oh my god! All the shots fired.
But I would love to see them reprise their roles, because it's hard to think of Buzz and Woody without those voices.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see how that turns out. I was shockingly impressed that how far it because usually in Kingdom Hearts, sometimes you go, okay, this is what the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of the animated show would look, right? Or it's like the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of Mulan, or the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of Aladdin. So you see the type of style or model that they're going for. So I was shocked to see how accurate the Woody model and the Buzz model looked in this trailer compared to like the movies. Right? It almost looked like they just grabbed the models from the movies and just dropped them into like the Kingdom Hearts engine. I was really shocked with the detail. So that was pretty cool, and definitely interested. And I think that's a really good fit for the Kingdom Hearts world, because as someone who's played the Kingdom Hearts games, I feel like sometimes they pick Disney properties that don't exactly mesh very well with the Kingdom Hearts style. You know, if you know what I mean. I don't particularly like it when they go for the live action stuff. I don't think it really translates very well. Cartoonish stuff I'm perfectly fine with. And I'm very excited to see more about Big Hero 6, because apparently that's going to be a world in this game. So, but yeah, overall, pretty cool stuff. So you got some Overwatch news that I'm sure you're happy to talk about.
Yeah. So Blizzard, in addition to giving us a date for Doomfist, they also put a patch on the PTR. So in this patch, Doomfist got nerfed again. They reduced. He has the slam ability. He used to be able to do his uppercut, then use the slam to get even more height. They made it so that you can't get any higher with the slam anymore. This was a week ago though, so I don't know if they've changed this in the time since. The other changes are what are really interesting. So first of all, McCree, they buffed his flashbang. Mm-hmm. When you hit people with the flashbang, it significantly stuns them. I don't know how significant. I haven't seen any footage of it, but any help is necessary. McCree's always been a character who's been on the cusp of being really, really strong. So I'm glad they're giving him small buffs, because last time they went ham with McCree. Yeah, let's not do that again.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah.
Reaper, they changed because when a Reaper does his teleport, his shadow step, he says a very, very loud voice line. It's very easy to spot. Week one when I used to play the game, everything is new. You don't really notice it, but now when you play it, you can't miss it. He yells like that.
It's like an anime character, basically. Yeah, I am now teleporting. You cannot stop me. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, so what happens is that the Reaper teleports into like some place to try to sneak up on us and do a death blossom. He walks in, everyone knows he's there, and then he gets flashbanged and murdered. So anyway, they reduced the sound and the distance dramatically. Once again, I don't know how dramatically is, but I guess we shall see. Reinhardt got buffed. The swing speed of his hammer has increased by approximately 10%. On top of swing speed, we've gone through and tweaked many timings and other things about the hammer to make it more responsive. Overall, it should feel a lot better to swing and make contact with enemies. In addition to that, they've changed his charge, impacting another charging hero. So Doomfist or Reinhardt no longer deals damage to both characters, but still causes a knockdown on both. This is interesting. I've seen like a visual representation of the speed increase, but I haven't seen any math. So how his DPS evens out now. So we'll see how much extra damage this is actually adding to him in the long run, if it matters at all. Mm-hmm. And now the change that actually really surprised me was Zarya. So Zarya got buffed, which I'm like, yeah, cool. They've nerfed her a lot, so a buff, she had to get one eventually. But they buffed Graviton Surge. It now disables all movement abilities of affected targets. This is similar to how Junkrat's Trap affects abilities. So pretty much what this means is that if you Graviton Surge and you catch a Mercy, she's dead. Because what Mercy could do before was you could Graviton Surge and she could look at a Pharah in the sky and fly up to the Pharah and get out of it, right? Yeah. She could do it. Reinhardt could charge out. Genji could dash out. They can't do that anymore. Tracer can't rewind out of Graviton Surge.
That's pretty crazy, yeah.
Tracer and Sombra can't rewind or translocate out of Graviton Surge anymore. That one actually caught me off guard because, I feel like they should be able to do that. This comes from a Zarya player. I feel like they should be able to do that. D.Va can't dash out anymore, although only an idiot D.Va would dash out of a Graviton Surge when her teammates were about to get murdered, but, I'm not judging. Winston couldn't dash out. Winston and Pharah could never leave before, so it doesn't affect them at all. But yeah, I don't want to say this is a huge change because, like I said, Graviton Surge was already really good. It was extremely good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually surprised that they're buffing Graviton Surge. If there was anything that Zarya needed, I don't think it was that. But you know what? We'll see how this plays out. I feel like this is a change that they're going to regret in the long run. Personally speaking, I feel because right now Zarya isn't as popular as she used to be. D.Va's really good now.
Mm-hmm.
But so Zarya's not as good as she used to be. But I'm like, she's not as popular as she used to be. I think she's still solid. But I'm like, I feel like this is a change that if she becomes popular again, they're going to regret making this. But we'll see.
Well, there's always that thing where it's like, like right now it's interesting because Graviton Surge with Doomfist's like ultimate is crazy, like. And even though obviously they've nerfed Doomfist, it's like there's always going to be the possibility that whatever character gets added to the meta is going to drastically affect how other characters are picked and how effective those other characters combo with that new character. So effectively, yeah, down the line, this is probably going to bite them in the ass, and then it'll just get changed. But that's kind of my opinion on it.
But the thing about this change that's interesting in terms of long term is that because right now, at higher points in the ladder and in competitive dive is really popular. So Winston, D.Va, Tracer, Genji, Zenyatta, Lucio. I mean, I shouldn't have said Lucio because Lucio is always popular. Mm-hmm. So these patch notes, literally every hero in this patch that got changed is designed to counter dive. The only people that didn't get changed that I thought were going to get changed in this patch were Roadhog, because Roadhog used to counter Winston. He doesn't anymore. Yeah. And then Mercy, but not because of that, because they said that they were looking into Mercy. So yeah, this change is meant to like buff up what's referred to as Death Ball. So you get your Reinhardt, everybody groups up around the Reinhardt, and you guys push together. That's like a Death Ball versus dive is when you have your Winston, your D.Va, and then they dive on people and they mess shit up. So dive is really popular right now. This patch is obviously designed to counter that. But yeah, it's an interesting patch. Good shit. Looking forward. It's probably gonna hit next week Tuesday. They're probably gonna hit on the Tuesday, and then Doomfist hits on the Thursday. But yeah, fun stuff.
I think so. Yeah, overall, I'm liking the changes. I'd like to see. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with currently where Mercy is, but if Mercy does get a buff, I'm not gonna say no.
No. If Mercy's getting anything, it's not a buff anymore.
Well, what do you think? What do you think Mercy's gonna get then? If they're gonna
no, because this is just based on what Jeff said. He was like that. People are having a lot of issues with Resurrect, so he feels like Resurrect is currently promoting. These are his words, by the way. He said that he feels like Resurrect is currently promoting a very unfun playstyle. It's not fun for the people who for the team that Mercy reses on, and it's not fun for the Mercy because what a lot of Mercies do now is that they just hide, right? So the fight breaks out, they hide in the corner, let everyone die, they dash in and then res, right? There's so many play the games you see where it starts with the Mercy just staring at a wall.
But I like that. I like being a coward.
Yeah, they said that they're looking into changing that for sure. For sure, the next time Mercy is in a patch note, it's not going to be a buff. That I can guarantee.
So you think they're going to make like a big change to Rez, similar to what they did with giving her the invincibility?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do because, like, I think the invincibility was the right change. I completely agree with that change. Maybe now the three things that I think they might change is one, they might make it cost more because right now, if there's one thing I think it's that it builds way too quickly for how strong it is. You can build up a res in like seconds. It's funny. A year later, we're right back where we started. You know, when Mercy would build res in under a minute, and yeah. So that's one thing. The other thing is that maybe reduce the amount of invincibility, right? So maybe they do that. I don't know. I feel like the invincibility was a good idea there. So I don't know if I want them touching that. The thing that I think they might change is her regeneration, because you know how they changed it from 3 seconds to 1, right?
Yeah.
They might reduce that. I don't know though. Me personally, the one thing I think they should change is just the cost. I think it costs too little right now. But based on what he's saying, it feel like they're going to change a lot more than just the cost.
Yeah. So I guess we'll have to see. Just don't fuck up Mercy, because she's my favorite character to play, please.
Yeah. So, moving on from that, EVO was this weekend, and we had a crap ton of Evo news. So we're gonna run right through it. So our first bit of news is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. We got one new character announced and two characters shown. So they showed Gamora finally, and she looks kind of like Deadpool. Guns and swords. Unfortunately, they didn't show a lot of her because Capcom being Capcom, whatever. Anyway, then they moved on and they showed us Jeddah. Now, Jeddah is a character from Darkstalkers. He was in the leaked list. I didn't even know who he was until I saw the leaked list, to be completely honest. I've never played the Darkstalkers before. He looks amazing. Like, I'm just going to come out and say it. He looks absolutely amazing. One funny thing that he did, though, is that in Darkstalkers, Jeddah's thing was that he would cut himself. Right? He'd cut himself and then he'd use his blood as a weapon. Now, obviously, this being Disney, let's keep it real. This being Disney and Capcom trying to be esports and everything. When I heard Jeddah was on the list, I was like, how exactly are they going to put Jeddah in the game? They made his blood purple.
That's how you do it. You change. Yeah. Literally, it's hilarious how literally changing the color of blood. It changes. It's like you could have the most goriest scene, but if that blood is green, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous.
All the time with oil, right? It's like literally, if that was red, this wouldn't be on Cartoon Network. It's not Cartoon Network anymore, but you get my points. Jeddah looks amazing. I'll just keep it real. The way they revealed him was so stupid. Just a quick aside. This won't take me very long. I made Tanner a promise before the podcast started.
I've got the lever ready for Waz. I'm ready to go. Come on, let's go.
Combo Fiend and Filipino Champ are playing the game, right? When the stream boots up, they've already selected their characters, right?
Right.
They selected their characters. Combo Fiend is playing Gamora and Chun-Li. F-Champ is playing two characters that don't matter. So Combo Fiend loses. Then he goes back to the character select screen. We didn't see the character select screen, right? So then now they show us the character select screen, and Jeddah is on there. And everybody's like, oh shit, that's pretty cool, right? Then Filipino Champ is on screen, is on stage, and he's losing his mind. Like, this is the first time he's seen Jeddah. And I'm like, wait a minute, you selected your characters, right? Because when we started this match, you had selected characters. So you obviously saw the character select screen. So why are you out here acting? Why are you out here acting, F-Champ? Is pretty much my question.
That's pretty funny. Maybe they just said you're not allowed to look at the character select screen, but you're just tell me who you want to pick.
No, it's been a running gag because Filipino Champ, a bunch of players have been. Do you know what the word shield means? Because I didn't know what the word shield.
Oh, shield. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see.
I didn't know what the word shield meant until E3. I kid you not. When they showed MVC and everybody was mad. And then a bunch of guys came out and they were defending the game, and those guys were labeled shills. So F-Champ has been shilling for this game. And he's been acting and trying to hype the game up. After he played the demo with Jeddah on it, Jeddah looked amazing. By the way, just throwing that out there. They changed the character select screen, right? I remember I complained about the character select. I said it looked like something they made in Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
So they changed it. Here's what they changed, Tana. The old select screen was two rectangles, right?
Yes, I do remember.
They made them two squares now.
Yes, it's a big difference. It's a square now.
This dude goes on Twitter and he's like, they changed the character select screen and they fixed Chun-Li's face. I told you guys they listen. And one guy responds with an image of the old screen and the new screen, and he's like, dude, what? But that's all I'm going to say about that, because I could do a whole podcast right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, Combo Fiend has been having a rough time, function versus function.
Because, they were supposed to have a press conference at EVO. I think that's why they canceled it, because Combo Fiend was like, please don't make me answer any more questions.
Well, yeah, because function versus function was fucking hilarious. I heard about that. I listened to a whole other podcast about that, and I was like, oh, Combo, these are not things... Why would you say, no, that wasn't the part that killed me. The part is well, some people these days don't even know who the X-Men are. And I'm like...
We know who Jedi is. The fuck
it's
out
are
of here,
you,
Combo.
Come on, Combo. You're better than that. But anyway...
So, for those that don't know, when Tanner mentioned function, what happened was a Combo Fiend, he went on some talk show and they asked him about the X-Men, right? And, in addition to saying something stupid, like some people don't know who the X-Men are, the hell out of here, Combo Fiend. their last movie made like like 800 million.
Like literally, it's one of the most. I think it's one of the biggest X-Men movies ever to come out. Literally came out like a couple months ago.
Yes, it'll be like 800. But anyway, so Combo King comes out and he says that like the actual characters themselves aren't that important. It's the function of the character that matters. So he's like that. People don't like Magneto. They like being able to what's it called? I can't remember.
Triangle jumps.
Oh my God! Thank you, Tanner. They
like I said, that podcast was very enlightening. I was like, "Oh, I'm learning things. I'll have something to say during this podcast."
Yeah. He was like, they don't like Magneto. They like being able to triangle jump, right? And it's like there is some truth to that, right? Because you'll notice that some people play the same kind of character in every game. You have certain players who play grapplers. It doesn't matter if it's Zangief, Potemkin, or Tager. They just play grapplers. Some people just like the function, but at the same time, a lot of us just like the characters.
Yeah.
A lot of people. You have Justin Wong. Justin Wong played Storm in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 not because she was a good character, because she was Storm. Yeah. He played her not because he liked the way she played. He played her because she was Storm. There were a lot of people who played Sentinel just because it was Sentinel. Yipes played Magneto because it was Magneto. He did not care about the abilities. He cared about Magneto. So that is completely incorrect. So people have been trolling him for that. One dude was like, "Oh man, I can't wait for my new character. F to the power of X equals Y."
Well, I think there was some gag trailer called Function versus Function Infinite, which like that. I mean, but anyway, that's enough of that. I'm pulling the switch down. All right.
So on the opposite side of the spectrum, we got first of all we finally got Jubei for BlazBlue. Now, for anyone who's played BlazBlue, in CT, the first BlazBlue that was released like 7 years ago, a bunch of there were 12 characters in the game, but in the story mode there were a bunch of characters who weren't playable. Makoto, Valkenhayn, Hazama, and Jubei. Right? In the story, it was revealed that Jubei was one of the original 6 heroes, and from day one, people have been begging for Jubei. Every single version of BlazBlue that comes out, people are like, "When's Jubei? When's Jubei?" So BlazBlue's grand finals finish, and then they release a trailer, and it's like, haha, finally. You know what's funny about this trailer?
What?
So they said that this BlazBlue, I forget which one. Are we on Chrono Phantasma now?
Probably.
Whatever one we're on. Let's say it's Chrono Phantasma. They said that this version is going to be the last version, right?
Okay.
It didn't dawn on me that they were being serious until I saw Jubei, and I was like, this guy's actually done. This is the last BlazBlue for a very long time. Then that trailer finishes, and this one I actually want to get your opinion on. That trailer finishes, and they're like, okay, we have this new game we're working on. The trailer opens up, and you see Ragnar versus Jin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, another BlazBlue, and then you from
Persona Arena.
From Persona shows up, and then some guy from Underbirth Ignite shows up, and I'm like, oh shit, they did it. This also made me realize that BlazBlue was done, because when they revealed BlazBlue a long time ago, people asked if we're ever going to get a crossover with Guilty Gear, and they were like, they will not do any crossovers with BlazBlue. So they won't put BlazBlue in any crossovers until they're done making main BlazBlue games.
Right.
So the fact that they're doing this crossover and Jubei is coming, yeah, BlazBlue's done. But yeah, this was cool. So it's a 2v2 game. We didn't get a lot of footage. We only got like trailers. I mean, this trailer was just designed to build up the hype.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see a lot of gameplay stuff. But it's 2v2, and it's going to feature characters from Persona, BlazBlue, Underbirth, and the biggest surprise, RWBY.
Fucking Ruby. Okay, I want to tell you. Here's my experience with this trailer. Okay, oh cool. There's another BlazBlue trailer. This looks pretty good. Solid arc system animation. That's fun. It's like, oh my god, Persona, there's you. And they literally just copy pasted the fucking moves from Arena into that. Because I'm looking at the animation and I'm like, oh yeah, that's his moveset from the game, right? I'm like, that looks awesome. I can't wait for that's like, who would win, this BlazBlue character or you? Like I can't wait for that. And then fucking right at the end, fucking Ruby from the Rooster Teeth animated CG show, Ruby, just shows up. and is like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And I think what's making it so hilarious is that everyone is speaking in Japanese, and she's the only.
And she's speaking in English. Yeah, that caught me off guard too.
Now, granted, it is the voice actor of Ruby, Lindsay Jones, by the way, and I find that amazing. Like that, holy shit, that Ruby has actually grown to be that big of a deal that it's actually made its way into other games. And plus, as someone who is actually, I like Ruby. I think Ruby's a pretty good show. There are a lot of characters in that show that I think would make great fighting game characters. Like, absolutely fantastic. Like, there's a character called Yang, and she has shotgun gauntlets. Like, literally, she would fit perfectly as a fighting game character. So I really hope in this crossover game that that they put her in it. And yeah, definitely very interested in this for sure. It was a really big surprise seeing her, because I wouldn't have expected her to show up in a million years.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I did not see this coming. The one thing that did have me a little iffy was what you mentioned, the fact that they reused a lot of animations. In fact, they reused all the animations. So I don't know. We'll see. Guilty Gear is not going to make it into this because it's all sprites. And they obviously reusing assets in this. So they would have to. They would have to make brand new assets for Guilty Gear. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna see. We might see like one Guilty Gear character as like a guest character or something like that. But I don't think we're. And besides, we've got four goddamn games crossing over here. You know, like if the cast ends up being like in the 30s, that's gonna be like what an average of 6 characters per franchise.
Pretty much, yeah. Honestly, the thing that makes as much as I love Persona Arena, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna bring obviously the most popular characters from Persona 4 Arena just over to this crossover game. So that's why I'm way more interested in the Ruby, because like that's got to be like fully new assets that aren't being pulled, because there's no 2D fighting sprites of Ruby, like, period. Yeah. So I'm very excited to see that in all its glory.
It has a tentative 2018 launch date. This is probably going to be late 2018. If for no other reason than keep it as far away from Dragon Ball Fighters, so that it doesn't. Because I mean, it's a tag game. What's really funny is that this time last year, right? I don't know if I said this or if I thought it, but I mentioned at one point. Let's just say I said it, that one thing that Marvel as a series has going is that it's never had any competition, right?
Right.
And now in the span of like 6 months, no, in the span of a month actually, we get 2 other versus games to like actually, because there have been other versus games, but never. Marvel has always been the only big versus game. Mm-hmm. You have like your minor ones, but these ones like Dragon Ball is a massive franchise, right? You're gonna have people who don't even play fighting games coming into this just for the game. Then you have this, you've got your BlazBlue people, you've got your Underbirth people. I mean, and each franchise is small. Mm-hmm. Each fan base is not that big, but I feel like if you add all the fan bases together, you're going to have. So yeah, I feel like this game might. I'm definitely gonna be checking it out. Right now we know nothing about gameplay mechanics, which is kind of disappointing. But they just announced it. Hopefully we'll see some of it at TGS. I'm excited. 2018 launch date. Can't wait to see.
Cannot wait. So they. Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, speaking of Dragon Ball, but then there's something we need to say. Another character got revealed. So Tekken 7, top 8, grand finals finishes, and then Harada comes on. They show, and they're like, oh, we don't want to leave you guys without a new character, so here's a new character. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be Lei Wulong, because, like, I don't understand how Lei Wulong didn't make it into the original game. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, no, it's not Lei Wulong. It's Geese Howard from Final Fight. I was like...
Like,
what?
Yeah, I was a bit weirded out by that, but I was like, okay, he's pretty cool.
Final Fight, Fatal Fury. There we go.
Fatal Fury.
So Geese Howard is the primary villain from the Fatal Fury, from the SNK Fatal Fury games, and he also appeared in some of the King of Fighters games. Yeah, he's like a mob boss. He's pretty badass. He's pretty badass. His main thing are his parries. So yeah, they showed his parry off a lot in the trailer. He looks amazing. He looks like an amazing translation. This is the second 2D fighter that they've put in Tekken 7. So yeah,
looks cool. Like honestly, like I had to laugh because it was so ridiculous but awesome. Is when he pointed at the other guy and was just like, "Now die." That's the best.
Yeah, but good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff to Namco for repping their their peers. They have their peers, and they're like, yo, let's take one of your characters and put you in the game. And yeah, he looks amazing. He looks absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. But they weren't done. So before they revealed Geese, what's her name? Oh my God, the producer of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Crap. I can't remember her name. This is important information. Okay. So just give me 1 second.
All right, we're risking a tab here, folks. We're risking a tab. Hold on to your butt.
So yeah, Tomoko Hiroki.
Okay.
Pretty much the hero that the fighting game community deserves right now. She comes on stage and yeah, she's like that. Oh hey guys, so Trunks. So yeah, they revealed Trunks. Well, they revealed Trunks a little while back, but they show his footage and he looks amazing.
Oh, he looks
so amazing. When he did
good.
The move where he does like the hand movement.
It's burning attack when he did like.
I started squealing. I actually started squealing in my apartment. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, so good.
But yeah, I've been ranting for a while. So you go, Tanner.
Okay. I could just say that like this game looks so gorgeous, and it's like. They clearly know the source material. They know the source material. They love the source material. And these look like Dragon Ball fights. Like, these look what actual Dragon Ball fights would look like. And there's so much hype in these, like, 2-minute trailers that we're getting. And as someone who, I'm not the biggest fighting game guy, I will be getting this day one. Just for the novelty of like, this is an amazing looking Dragon Ball game. I gotta have it, That's kind of how I felt with like Persona Arena Ultimax. Is that this looks like a really cool like Persona flavored fighting game, and it's got cool animation. I gotta have it. So I cannot wait for this because it just looks amazing, and the attention to detail is spectacular. They also announced a couple other cool things. They announced Piccolo and Krillin are coming to the game as well.
Yeah, we didn't get a trailer for them, but we did get gameplay information. So ironically enough, we know more about Piccolo and Krillin than we do about Trunks.
Yeah.
So Piccolo is he's gonna have access to his because he could stretch his arms in the anime, right? So he can stretch his limbs. There's actually you see a screenshot of him you see a screenshot of him smacking someone with his long arms. So yeah, they also mentioned that he can charge up his attacks to make them stronger. I don't know if this refers to just his beams or his like physical attacks, and then he can grab people. So I'm getting like a Super Scroll vibe from him. We'll see if he ends up being like Super Scroll, but I mean it'd be pretty fitting. Skin shade considered Piccolo's like, that's racist, bro. But
you've been watching too much of the abridged series.
Yeah, Krillin on the other hand has low reach, as you can probably assume. Similar to Gohan, he doesn't have a lot of range, but he has a Kamehameha that he can he can change the trajectory of his Kai blasts and make them explode in the air to create multiple shots. I really wish we could see some footage of this because I'm assuming I'm trying to visualize what this is going to look like, but this sounds pretty cool. And these two characters actually, they alleviate one of the biggest fears that a lot of people were having, and that's that the cast was feeling too similar. right? You
Mm-hmm.
know, Goku, Trunk, Goku, Vegeta, Cell all felt very similar. Frieza was kind of a zoner, and Gohan had short reach. Now, obviously, you know, we were like that. They even said themselves, they were like that. They revealed these characters first because these characters were the easiest characters to play.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, seeing is believing. It's nice to finally see characters that are functioning. There's that word again.
Yay, there we go.
Different from the main cast. So yeah, hopefully we get. They were supposed to. She said that they were going to reveal them on the 21st. We
Mm-hmm.
got them early. I'm not complaining. Hopefully we get like trailers for them because I really want to see some of these abilities. Oh, also before I forget, they mentioned a couple other things with Trump with Krillin. His Destructo Disc is in the game and it's unblockable. It's straight up
Nice.
unblockable. I'm really curious to see how they're going to do this. Whether it's like, because there's a character in TBC, I forget her name, but she had a super. She does the super input and then she charges up a shot. Then you hold down the button and you hold the shot. Then when you release the button, you shoot it and it's completely unblockable, right? I don't know if they'll do something like that with him, where you can hold down the button and he holds onto the Destructo Disc, and then you can do
Right.
like setups. You make them block like Vegeta's assist, and then you use it for like resets and crazy stuff like that. Or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see footage. And then finally, sorry Tanner, I know you want to chime in, so this is my last one. He also uses the after image technique, which leaves an image behind him to psych out the opponent before turning into attack. I don't know what this means. Just figured I'd throw that out there. Go,
It's
Tanner.
it's kind of like well, the after image thing is like them teleporting. So
Okay.
there is like what I'm assuming it seems similar to is that the only equivalent that I personally have experienced is that there's a character in Skullgirls that has the ability to flat out just teleport behind characters and do stuff like that. Um, so I think it's going to be something similar to that. And I watched one match. I watched an amazing comeback match during Evo, in which one character essentially did the after image thing with Goku, and then did his like ultimate super and won
Yeah.
the match. It was fucking rad. So I think that's what the equivalent of that means. So I think it's basically saying that though certain characters will have those abilities, the ability to do that. At least I
Okay.
think. Honestly, like the thing that I was worried about before was people were talking about like, okay, are they going to be very strict about power levels, right? And
Yeah.
that's the thing where it's like, well, okay, Trunks versus Cell, they have somewhat of a chance fighting each other and being evenly matched. Whereas Cell versus Krillin, not so much. So I'm glad that they just said, fuck it. We're not going to have everyone make necessary. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense that these people are fighting each other. They don't have to be at even power levels. It just has to be cool fights.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're going. I'm glad that they're going with that. I want Hercule in the game. I Even if he's a joke character, I don't care. I want him in the game because that would be the funniest shit in the world.
he,
um, sorry.
I actually think there's a good chance that he'll make it into the game.
Mm-hmm.
If this was Capcom, well, if this was Capcom, this game would be shit. But if this was also Capcom, I feel like he'd be guaranteed to make it in because Capcom usually have like one joke character in the game. But I still think there's a good chance. ArcSys don't have a history of doing joke characters. Um, but he's a fan favorite. So and
Yeah.
like you said, they're not taking power levels into consideration. Thank God, actually, that would have been really stupid. It would have either really put a chokehold on the character selection, or
Right.
it would have just been stupid. There was just no way they could have done it where it wouldn't have even based on the roster itself, right? Super Saiyan 2 Goku can't fight Golden Frieza, you know?
Yeah.
So like it wouldn't have made sense. So I'm glad they threw it out the window and they just put in characters in there. Also, I'm glad they're getting the obvious choices out of the way early.
Yeah.
All the guys that they've shown so far were obvious, obvious inclusions. The only inclusions left that are pretty obvious are 18 because she's the only woman that I feel like is guaranteed to make it into this. So 18, and I think go 10.
Imagine if Chi Chi ends up in the roster. That would be hilarious.
There was one character I just got. Someone told me, I forget. Oh shit! It was a name they didn't make. She uses a lot of guns. She had like green hair, I think.
uh,
Ah.
what was that? Was that Z or
I
was?
think no, she's not Z. She's from Dragon Ball.
Oh, like the first like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, she's from Dragon Ball. I
Okay,
forgot
that
her
I
name.
have vague memories about. The last thing I remember about Dragon Ball was that one Frankenstein guy that Goku was originally going to fight and kill, but then just decided not to.
Uh,
It's a weird. It's funny.
Launch.
What?
There we go.
Sorry.
Her name was Launch.
Launch.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a stupid name. That's why I couldn't remember. Yeah, and
There are
she's
a
like,
lot of stupid names in Dragon Ball. Let's be honest.
this is true. This is very true. Yeah, and her main thing were like guns. So this someone mentioned her, and I googled her, and I was like that. Actually. I don't know. I don't think she has a chance of making it in, if I'm being completely honest. But I'd actually really like to see her make it in for for a completely different reason. One is that there's not a lot of women in the game,
Mhm.
and but the other thing is that she's a gunslinger, straight up. I feel
Yeah.
like she would lend herself to a very, very unique playstyle, different from the rest of the cast. So,
Right.
and then one other dude in the comment section was like, "Oh, she could play like Elfeld." I was like, "Why did you have to say that?" Now I actually want her to make it. Now I actually want her to make it.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't know. I'd love to see. What's his name? Tien. I'd love to see Tien. He's the guy. He's the Triclops.
Yeah, the one with the 3 eyes.
The one with the three
yeah,
eyes.
I think he's got a good chance of making it in. But yeah, in terms of,
Yeah.
I'm glad they got the obvious people out. Goku was always going to be in. Goku, Gohan, Vegeta were always going to be in, right?
Yeah.
Piccolo was always going to make it. Krillin was always going to make it. 18 is probably going to make it, so hopefully she's next. And then Gotenks is probably a guarantee, so hopefully he's next
Yeah.
as well. Then from there, I think it's completely open. I think it's completely open. It's open season, so hopefully
Right.
they get all the obvious people out first, and then they focus on the cool. They save the cool shockers for last, right? Because right now we don't even know if movie characters are gonna make it in.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we don't know if super characters are gonna make it in.
I think super characters are gonna make it in because Golden Frieza is Golden Frieza from Super, or is he from
Golden Frieza, I think, is from one of the super movies, so probably, yeah.
So yeah. The fact that Golden Frieza made it in, I think super characters. are
How
gonna
many
make it.
times has Frieza been resurrected? Now I think about it.
Let's not even get into that.
Because I'm like, I remember like Frieza. It must be like 4 different times now. Because I remember him being like he died and then he came back and then he died and he came back and then he died and he came back.
Yeah, I think this is the third or fourth time because he came back as Mecha Frieza and then Trunks killed him. Then I don't know if he came back during the Cooler movie, but if he did, then someone killed him there, and then he's come back again now as Golden Frieza.
God,
So,
is that? I didn't think that name was real. His name is actually Cooler.
Yeah, his name is actually Cooler, and then I think the
Oh.
father's name is Captain Cold or something.
God
like that.
damn it, that's so stupid.
Yeah, King Cold. I think King Cold is his father's name. So yeah, they went ham. A couple other things that they revealed. So the closed beta is coming soon. God, I'm actually starting to hate that word. Sign-ups begin on the 26th of June though, so next week. The closed beta is gonna have 9 characters, and they've revealed 9 characters. So let's take a guess as to who's gonna be in the closed beta.
Yeah.
And then finally, they give some info about the online lobbies. So the lobbies are going to be like Guilty Gear, where you have chibi versions of the characters actually walking around the lobbies. And apparently, you guys can like fight in the lobby and stuff. So I'm really excited for that. Honestly, I just want to take a second. You know me, I love Arc Systems work. I think they make amazing fighting games. I'm really glad they got this because their games are generally niche titles. I think this game has all it needs to sell really well. They just need to make a good fighting game, and I think this is going to sell well. So I'm really happy for them. I hope this game does well. They deserve that kind of success because they're amazing developers. They put a lot of work into their stuff, and I'm happy for them. So, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. That's
Chilling
Dragon Ball.
aside, one other thing, a quick bit of info. I'm not going to stay on this for too long. We finally got some info on Evo Japan. Remember that thing that was announced last year and we heard absolutely nothing about?
Yeah.
So it's coming on the 26th. It's the 26th to the 28th of January next year. The games are going to be Tekken 7, KOF 14, Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, Smash, Smash Switch, whatever it's called, Smash 4, ARMS, and Street Fighter 5.
Nice. I'd love to see high level arms. That would be freaking rad.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a nice list. No Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is completely unsurprising because ignoring the fact that the game is going to be shit. Marvel vs. Capcom has just never been popular in Japan. So yeah, this is really, even when Marvel 3 was at its peak, it was never popular in Japan. So this is not surprising. If the game comes out and it's really popular, I imagine it'll make it to like maybe the next Evo Japan. But this is a solid list. It's actually a lot more mainstream than I thought it would be. I thought we were gonna get some really, really niche titles in the as the games, but no, it's mostly just mainstream games. The only surprise here is really Arms, and Arms is mainstream. It's not like it's not really like a niche title.
It's not really well, it's like a Nintendo title. It's kind of interesting to see that Arms is relatively new. Like a lot of these games are from like long-standing franchises, whereas Arms is like it's the first game ever in the Arms franchise, I guess.
Yeah. So this is gonna be an interesting Evo. Looking forward to that. Unfortunately, because of the time zone difference, I'm probably gonna have to end up watching archives, and it's going to suck because it'll mean that in some cases, like watching it live, there's nothing like watching it live, and it'll mean that some of the results are going to get spoiled for me. But we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that when we get there. So next bit of news. I'm really looking forward to hear what you think about this. So right before Street Fighter V Top 8 happens, Capcom come on stage and decide to announce their new character. Okay. And I'm like, okay, today has been hype, man. We got Jubei, we got Tekken Cross Battle, we got Geese for Tekken 7, we got Trunks for Dragon Ball. Let's see what Capcom has for us. And then the trailer starts, and then Abigail shows up. And I kid you not, Tanner, for the entirety of the trailer, I thought it was a joke, and the real Abigail was going to show up eventually.
Yeah, I could see that. So you thought it was a joke and you were wondering when he was going to actually show up. Me, I had no idea who Abigail was. So I'm looking at this fucking monstrosity walking around, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? He looks ridiculous. He looks absolutely ridiculous. And this is the game with someone. He looks more ridiculous than Birdie, which is saying a lot.
That is saying a lot. Yeah. He's the most ridiculous looking character in a game in Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
That speaks for itself. Now, one thing I want to throw out, his alternate costumes look a lot better.
His alternate costumes, definitely. I like both of them look better. I like his battle costume. He's got like a cool biker kind of stash and whatnot. And I think he looks fine. And this is one of those things where it's like, I could see what they are trying to do is that, like, this is, for those who don't know, this guy's a Final Fight character, right? Yeah. Now, in the original pixel art that he is shown in, which doesn't look great, he's got this stupid shirt that's got skulls on it, and he's got pants, and that's really about it, right? So I can understand to a certain extent where it's like, okay, that's what they're working with. They decided to just let's be pure and design and have him look like he would from Final Fight. And my problem with that is that yeah, you kept that design, but that design wasn't exactly the greatest to begin with.
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. I was. He's also supposed to be Canadian. I'm like, really? You're gonna do us like this? You're gonna do us like this, Capcom? The first Canadian character, and you just like you give us this dude. You know what?
The first Canadian character in Street Fighter should have been like a lumberjack who throws maple syrup. Like that's what it should have been. Like I would have took the hard stereotype over this guy.
Or it should have been that blonde chick with all the ice, right? Like.
Well, yeah, but I think she's more Russian than anything. I feel like that aesthetic is more Russian than Canadian. I just want a lumberjack. Give me a goddamn lumberjack in a Street Fighter game.
But yeah, I was not impressed at all. What was impressive though was the Street Fighter V Top 8. Actually, I watched it because I was like, why not? I'm up this late, and I was trying to download Game of Thrones episodes. Sorry, I mean I was trying to sign into my HBO account to watch Game of
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah, nice save there, buddy.
Online, but yeah, Street Fighter 5 Top 8 was actually really good. I don't know if I should get into spoilers, but it was there was a decent mix. There were 5 Japanese players and 3 Americans, which is pretty good by American standards. It was actually better than Guilty Gear's Top 8. Guilty Gear's Top 8 was really disappointing. First of all, no American made it to Top 8. It was 8 Japanese players. And then the matches were very one-sided, and everything pretty much went exactly how everyone expected it to. So it was very boring. But Street Fighter 5 was hype. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here in front. It was a really, really, really amazing top 8. I'm glad I stayed up to watch it. I actually rewatched some of the matches. Tokido was amazing. He made some clutch plays. He made Akuma look amazing. And I'm happy for him because for those that don't know, Tokido, it's funny, the commentator was talking about how, because the dude Tokido was playing against in one of his matches was 18 years old, right? The dude was talking about how Tokido has been playing fighting games competitively longer than this kid has been alive. But he hasn't gotten a big Evo win ever since, when like Evo became big in Street Fighter 4 in 2009. He hasn't gotten a big win. So this, well, shit, I guess
I was gonna say, like, you're spoiling it right now, but it's all right. I'm just gonna let you rock.
well, I guess the cat's out of the bag now. So yeah, Tokido won Evo.
It's like I'm very fascinated with your fraud. I'm not gonna spoil. I'm so glad Tokido got that big win he's been looking for. It's like, wow, I wonder what happened, Fawaz. The mystery you've set up. It's beautiful.
So yeah, so I guess the cat's out of the bag. Tokido won Evo. Did an amazing run through the losers bracket with Akuma, and top 8 was hype. I'm sorry to anyone who hadn't watched Top 8.
Yeah.
I was planning on watching Top 8, but yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just said Jon Snow dies in Game of Thrones.
Wait, Jon Snow? What?
I said Jon Snow dies in Game of Thrones.
What?
I'm kidding. He's already dead. Remember?
I know. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so that was really, really exciting Evo. Sunday was crazy. We got so many crazy announcements. I can't wait for closed beta signups. I can't wait for the 26th of June. I am going to sign up so fast for that Dragon Ball FighterZ closed beta. It looks. I cannot overstate how good this game looks. They had a tournament. Some dude was writing. He wrote some notes about the gameplay. It sounds as good as it looks. I can't wait to see the cast flesh out. Street Fighter 5 Top 8 was amazing, but Capcom found a way to add an asterisk to it by revealing a stupid-looking character. Yeah, fun stuff, man. Fun stuff.
Yeah, I think overall this Evo was pretty good. I think pretty good this year. At least, at least from what they've shown. I'm definitely going to be getting Dragon Ball Z Fighter. We talked about it for 20 minutes, and I don't care. That game looks fucking radical. And even as someone who is not good at fighting games, I don't care. I want to support these type of awesome hype fighting games, for sure. But I think with that, we're going to have to wrap things up. We did get a question of the day, but I think we're going to actually bring that to the next podcast so that we have a nice round, time length.
Yeah.
So don't worry, J Streets, your question will be answered. We promise. Because it's a good one. But if you got a question for us, you can leave it in the comment section, and we'll make sure to answer it in the next podcast. And as always, this is your host, Freedom Liberty, and
Fawaz Muhammad Yusuf.
we'll see you guys next time. Take care.